Alright, so let's talk about the org editions now. What are the different kinds of editions available to choose from? So a set of bundles and services, if clubbed together for a business need, are called editions. Each edition differs by features, functionality, and pricing. Now, based on the business needs, an edition is chosen. This edition can be upgraded or downgraded as per the requirements. But the edition should be chosen wisely, as migration from one edition to another can lead to data loss and limitations. Now, there are 5 different editions. Let's look at them. So there's unlimited, there's enterprise, there's professional, there's essential, and there's developer edition. Let's look at them briefly. Now, the essential edition is the most common and the simplest form of edition available by Salesforce. It provides the default features to fulfill the needs of direct sales, and it includes the basic CRM functionality. Now, this is priced at $25 per user per month. The second one is the professional edition, which has everything from the essential, and along with that, it allows some kind of development work to meet business requirements. Now, this is priced at $75 per month per user. Enterprise edition is designed to fulfill mid-sized to complex related businesses. It provides access to all platform functionality, which includes advanced tools for customization and administrative related work. Now, this edition enables the organization to access the Salesforce APIs so that the developers can integrate the applications with backend systems or third-party vendors. And this one is priced at $150 per user per month. The fourth one is the unlimited edition. Now, this is the biggest one, and this maximizes business success and extends it across the entire enterprise through the Lightning platform. It is the flagship solution that the Salesforce.com platform provides us. Also includes all the features of Enterprise Edition with full premium support. It provides access to unlimited online training, over 1,000 admin services, and it also allows us to develop unlimited custom applications, custom tabs, and custom objects. This one is priced at $300 per user per month. Lastly, the one that we are currently using for our admin course is the Developer Edition course, is the Developer Edition org. It is the free edition mainly provided for development and deployment. It provides excellent tools for testing and training on Salesforce.com for newbies, and it can be considered as a very basic type of enterprise edition with minimal storage and minimal licenses. Alright. Now let's talk about pods, instances, and orgs. Now, how does Salesforce store and manage everything for everyone? Right? Let's look at that. So Salesforce groups a chunk of customers together into what is called a pod. A pod is nothing but point of deployment. A pod is also referred to as an instance, and this pod contains everything that's needed to host the Salesforce org, right? This could include the application server, the database itself, and some file related servers, searching and indexing, and all of that. Now, each business, or rather customer, is associated to one pod where the Salesforce org is hosted, and that is where all the data resides. Now, a Salesforce org or organization is an identifier that represents the customer's version of Salesforce. Now, this is what the customer or the end user actually sees, their version of it. Now, this org contains all the data for the org and can be customized based on specific business needs. As multiple customers share a common database, this org ID is the unique identifier to identify orgs, right? And this can be found on the company information section. Now, let's look at the example in a schematic or a diagrammatic representation. Now, let's say there's a data center available in North America that's remotely hosted by and managed by Salesforce, and they have multiple pods. Now, there are pod 1, pod 2, and pod 3. Now, each pod or each instance can host multiple orgs. That's org 1, org 2, org 3 for pod 1, 4, 5, 6, and pod 2, and 7, 8, 9 for pod 3. Now, each of these orgs will have a unique org ID, which will be their unique identifier, and these will be stored in instances, and both the instance information and the org ID information can be found on the company information section that we saw.